Happy Saturday indeed. And thank you for joining us on another hopefully not misadventure, but adventure in the Cypher system as we are back with Children of the Periphery. And so we want to welcome you in. We hope that you're having an amazing weekend and looking forward to that event, which happens next week, which is Halloween. And hopefully at the top of the show, as I'll mention here, you'll join us Thursday for a special Devil's Night stream, as we're going to be streaming The Darkest House with some of our friends and people we consider family. So I'd like to let you know that my name is Mike, and I will be your game master this evening. My pronouns are he, him, and we're here to continue the portal station exploration. But I can't do that without some wonderful cast members, which I will allow them to introduce themselves, and hopefully they can tell us who they're playing and perhaps their character descriptor, so that way we all know. So to my right.
Hi, this is Morgan, and I'm playing Captain Amara Kasra, or Cap, or Captain, or Amara, or Kasra, whatever. Anything but late for dinner, and our pronouns are she, her, and Captain Kasra is a brash explorer who learns quickly, but apparently not that quickly because her and, oh my goodness, excuse me, apparently I'm real excited about it. Her and Ducky are on a portal builder's portal, and I think we're going to get in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, my guess is more than a little bit. Next to Captain Kasra.
Hi, this is Mav. I play Tamarisk and Our pronouns are they, them. Tamarisk is an empathic speaker who commands mental powers. And getting a little bit worried about our friends over on the portal station right now.
Totally reasonable given the shenanigans that were involved just trying to get this door open. Next to Tamarisk.
Hi, I'm Skip. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Quinn Keller, a lucky warrior who pilots starcrafts, and I'm on an adventure. I'm excited.
Now, who let you in here? Oh, right, the provincial government. I forgot about that. And last, but most certainly not least.
Hey, everyone. I'm Lecco, and today I'll be playing Sergeant Montgomery Ducky Sinclair, a mechanical strong legionnaire specialist who fuses flesh and steel, a bit of a mix of metal, muscle, and maybe a few ghosts under the surface.
Yeah, perhaps. So, when we last left our intrepid explorers, they had found something they did not expect to, which was a portal station at the edge of the system. So, for those of you who perhaps have not caught up with the previous stream, they are on a very critical mission, and that is to find a habitable planet for the last vestiges of humanity in this horizon realm, to find a place, to find a home. And so to do that, they're going to have to reach far out into space, and they're going to have to locate where people can go. And luckily, they have encountered a portal station, something that some of our characters have been through before. And that means they'll be able to cross those distances if only they can get it restarted. And so they connected to the station and managed to unlock a very important airlock to gain entrance into the station last time, but it was not without its own, fun in doing so. So we'll pick up right there. So we have a couple people still left on the periphery. Very important that our pilot, Quinn, has not moved from there. And if memory serves correctly, Tamarisk is sort of attempting to cover all of the sensory stations. You still, of course, have your ship asset, the artificial intelligence known as Racom, can relay communications and possibly assist in other tasks. And then forward on the station would be Captain Kasra, and then Ducky, who've helped get that door open. So inside this first room is essentially an airlock. The airlock is not terribly large. It's just a simple hard airlock between space and between the station. And so beyond that, you'd have the ability to shut the door, which is an easy, reasonable button tap to do so. You're still not in a pressurized environment as far as you know. Both the Legionnaire's suit and also Captain Kasra's helmet would tell her that there isn't enough oxygen in the space. It's not safe to take it off just yet. In front of you, there is the interior airlock door. This does not seem to be as hardened, but it is in your way. And so you'll have to figure out a way to get past it to get into the station proper. So arrayed around the side of the door, you're of course having to use the lights on your suit or the lights, hand lights that you might have to sort of scan around. There seems to be a control panel to the right-hand side. It's about 7 feet off the ground.
I'm assuming that was to be accessed by this enormous body that's laying here.
Yep. The aforementioned body. Now, this is a body that Captain Kasra has seen a similar one of many, many months ago at this point. And it has a wide head, sort of a swept skull, and a large, bulky frame. And it is expired. You can tell that it has seen better days. Certainly, there's no living biological material, at least as far as you're aware, just based on the desiccation of it.
Does it seem that the interface is the same as the initial airlock was for the door?
It's similar, yeah, but it's not nearly as, I guess, space worthy is probably the best fit for it. It's not rated as difficult, but still the same similar styles of controls, and it's still mounted very high on the side of the wall, which makes sense given the height, at least, of the creature in front of you.
Can I take a look at the body and see if there's any key cards or anything else on there that might be useful to get us through this next door?
Yeah, a cursory look over the creature notices that it's not really wearing very much. It has very light clothing on, probably something akin to a textile. It has a fitted belt around it, although, of course, because the corpse has lost a considerable amount of body mass, it isn't really holding up. And then around its neck, it does seem to have what looks like a sagging chain. Like there was at one point a decorative chain around its neck, and then at the end of it, there is this bar, it's a I would say rectangular shape that that's attached to it. It's probably maybe 6 to 7 inches long.
Is it roughly the same size as the one that we jury rigged last time?
Yeah. Looks very similar.
Captain?
Ducky?
I guess we'll kind of nudge it with my foot.
I reach down and grab it. Come on. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
I'm not.
It's just a dead body.
I'm just covering you, Captain.
Can we do a scan, or if Ducky has the functionality in his suit to do the scan, I'd like to be able to scan the body and send it back over to Racom to maybe do some analysis to see how long the body's been there for, or how long the portable's been expired for.
What are you going to scan it with?
Well, that's what I'm wondering, if either one of our suits had that functionality to be able to scan it.
Your suit, most definitely not. Your suit
Yeah.
is a space suit with a fancy helmet that gives you sort of some navigational data and then important atmospheric data. There's nothing on your suit that scans anything.
Okay.
All of my tools are mechanically motivated or driven. So, like, if it were a cyborg of some kind, I could probably interface with it. But organics aren't really my specialty. I'm known to perforate them.
I ignore the perforate. And maybe we can find some data on the when we're looking at the panels to see when the last time the oxygen was available in this station.
We do have an active video feed going to the Periphery right now. So
all right, well, let's try to get some oxygen in here.
Mm-hmm.
So go over to the panel that's really tall? Is there any step stools around? Maybe a little better. There can
no.
be short porter builders. I mean, like, come on.
No, I think what it's telling you is something you've always known, and that is you're too short for this ride.
Yeah, that's in real life too. I
And
don't know. How do you want to do this? You want to stand on my back?
I'm just under 6 feet tall in a power suit. I'm pretty sure I can reach 7 feet.
Yeah, certainly you can. It'll just be sort of a bit of a reach. It's not that it's uncomfortable by any means for you to do. It's just you got to reach up.
Yeah, I will request the access key, and then
hand it to him.
Okay. You hand it to him.
Is the captain's weapon drawn?
What, on you?
No,
Sure.
just in general.
Oh, I can. Yeah, I'll draw it. I mean, it makes sense.
I wanna come
Just
to
in
the
case
door.
something like maybe it'll be a zombie. Do they have zombies in this universe?
I suppose
Sure.
we'll have to find out.
Oh, yes.
Any number of surprises. All right. I'm going to treat it the same way that we access the exterior door. I guess you said it slides in and then up, and then it kind of locks down.
Yep.
So I lock it in, and then slam it down, and immediately pivot to swing my weapon around.
There is a snap hiss as you get a full-on rush of pressure change. It actually moves you in the suit a little bit.
Well, I was going to move to the side of the door, and if the captain is standing in the middle of the open doorway, I would likely shove her to the other side of the door.
You know I'm standing in the middle of the door.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I should push her over to the other side of the door.
Yeah, you flatten her a little bit so that way she's not bowled over. The pressure change in such a small environment is pretty dynamic. It moves you around, not enough to push you off your feet, either one of you, but you can definitely feel the need to grab onto a wall or grab onto someone as the pressure regulates out here and sort of bounces stuff around. When it does, it also bounces stuff around in the next room. So this next space, as you get into it, as your lights like illuminate it, at least to see what's there, you see an awful lot of detritus, crates, other tanks, stuff that in some ways Captain Kasra would remind you of probably some material you might have seen in the Third Horizon. This looks semi-familiar. And I think for you, that is the thing that is hardest to handle, is that some of this looks familiar.
Yeah, like they were doing experiments like they were back in the Third Horizon.
Very similar.
Any panels or anything in here?
Access panels, no. At the far end of the room, there appears to be some sort of desk with perhaps something to sit on. There's an array of, to your right, there's an array of tanks, cylindrical tanks that are stand up. And there is one of them that has been tipped over. And inside of it, there's black sludge that has painted the floor here.
Oh, we're going to avoid that. I didn't bring anything with me to take samples back. I'm a terrible captain. I'm going to go sit at the desk and see if does any drawers, and does it have any is there there's no power in the station still, even though that pressurized, everything pressurized.
Yeah. So as a spacefaring person, you'd know that electricity isn't required to pressurize when two different environments as far as pressure meet, that there's going to be airflow because the
opening of
that airlock is going to force the air into it.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I'll sit down at the desk. Is there anything on there? Papers? I don't know if these guys, I don't remember if they probably use tablets and stuff, but
yeah, so there's no paper that you see. I would point out for
use paper.
I would point out for Ducky and for both of you, really, when you go towards the desk, the other thing that you see is that there is there's another door that leads out of this space. It is wide open too.
While the captain feels inclined to totally disregard and ignore all of the requests I made when we came in here regarding point posture and clearing rooms, when she rushes into the room and seats at the desk, I will kind of try to flank her and do as best a clearance sweep as I can as she just kind of moves into the space.
Yep.
Looking for anything that might be lurking, hiding. I check sides, I check walls, I check corners, I check ceilings, I check. I avoid the goo, obviously, but and I keep a very low and narrow profile, as one should, just in case someone decides to shoot at your forward marching face.
So I'm going to give you, because you're being very careful about things, I'm going to give you a perception roll. This is an intellect-based roll. It is hindered.
Okay. So do I have anything? It's intellect. So if it's hindered, does easing help with that?
So if something is hindered, it means that I'm setting a difficulty and I'm automatically raising it. If you ease that roll, you're going to bring it back to its normal space.
Okay. I do have an intelligence power shift. Does that matter?
It just means that it means that you were made more intelligent. It doesn't actually give you, from my knowledge, give you anything else.
Oh, it says, it's just for defense, knowledge, and science crafting based tasks are eased by one step. This is looking. Okay. Yeah, it's a 20. Nice. You're gonna waste that roll.
Fantastic.
Waste that one right opening.
Fantastic. So you see something that is truly concerning. And that is at the far end of this room, as the captain beelines for the desk. She completely and utterly misses the fact that this goo, this black material that has come out of a cylinder, that as you get deeper into the room, there are traces of it on the floor. And the traces that are on the floor are in a patterned, there's a pattern of them being left across the floor. There's
Like footprints.
3 or so, maybe 4 or so in a triangular space on here. And then to the left and a little bit forward, there's another of the same pattern. If it's footsteps, it's not a human foot or boot.
They're tracks, though.
They do appear to be traps.
We got tracks here, Captain.
I whip my head around. Where?
Shining my light on them.
All right. Well, you take point. I'll back you up. I move from the desk and keep going. Let's see what else is here. Would be nice if we can get this portal active.
Which way are the tracks going?
They go deeper into the portal station.
Do they go through? You said there's another door.
There's a door. It is open, though. You can tell
it's a doorway.
Yes, the doorway. Now there's a door here, but it's the actual door has been opened. You can tell that there's a door. It's just been slid open.
Looking at the tracks, do they stop at the panel? Do they seem to stop at what I would consider to be like the access panel for that door before moving on, or do they just go through the door?
They walk through the door.
I get lower.
So what I'm going to do is utilize something I haven't had really a chance to do here on stream, because I think it would be fun. And I'm going to co-opt another system, another fancy thing that the Cypher system can do. And I'm going to pluck something from a friendly game called the Magnus Archives. And I'm going to increase the horror level of this game now. So what that means is that now, instead of just a 1 being an automatic geo intrusion, a 1 and a 2 is. And so what that also means is that as I continue to raise the horror level, the bar by which automatic GM intrusions will happen can continue to rise. And this is to help everyone, audience included, to know that everything feels a little less comfortable than it did about 30 seconds ago.
I also narrow my lighting.
Okay.
I don't think I can do that on my suit. So I just take point behind you with my gun drawn. All right.
Okay.
Nice and easy.
I go to the door and get nice and cozy up to the wall, and then take a look inside.
It's not pleasant. So you take a look inside, and out of this sort of receiving, perhaps shipping and receiving space, because there is an awful lot of crates in here, there's a very long passageway, which is lit, oddly, dimly. I would say it's about 30% light. There appears to be some under, it's like a almost like a chair rail of lights that run down the side, left and right of this passageway, and those lights are about 30%. They illuminate it enough to show you how far it goes, which is probably about 20 to maybe 25 meters. Key point, though, is that there are splotches of this same sort of oily blackness that run not only on the floor, but up the side of the passageway. And in the middle of the passageway, there is a figure that is collapsed, like a shape. Hard to tell exactly what it is from here.
What's the next point of cover inside the room between us and that thing?
The passageway has no other points of cover.
So there's no crates in this other area. There's just a passageway.
This is just a passageway. Go from 1 to 2 areas. There are no crates in this space.
I will motion for the captain to hold position. Hopefully she picks up on it. And I'm going to move into the room.
Okay.
Yeah, I hold. Oh, sorry.
Nope, you're good. You hold. And you slowly step into this space.
I will move into is it like just a long like a rectangular passage, like just a tube?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I will lean in to the wall to the right, put my back to the corner, and then I strafe into the room to get closer to this thing.
You strafe and you keep low, weapon up, ready. And you get to this form and you realize it's another one of these, what would the captain call them? Portal builders? Builders, something like that. Except that the reason why the shape is a strange shape is because it has been cut in half.
Periphery, you getting this?
A video feed of all of this from Ducky's helmet is going into the periphery. So on the bridge, both Quinn and Tamarisk can see all the things that in live motion that he's doing.
This one appears to have been dismembered.
Tell how recently?
I can't really
More or less.
I can zoom in.
Oh, that's an excellent idea. Yeah. So zooming in for those of you on the bridge gives a really, really up close and still somewhat grainy photo of what you believe is flesh that has been not ripped apart. That looks like something sawed through it, and not a fine surgical method either, but something that probably gripped onto the portal builder's body and then slowly and methodically churned its way through the flesh and bone until it got what it wanted.
Captain, it might be a wise idea for you to vacate the premises. Don't know if whatever did that is still around.
I feel like I should roll a d6 to see if I'm going to listen.
I mean, that's totally up to you.
Yep. So 1 to 3, yeah, we're going to vacate. 4 to 6, nah. Okay, I got a 2. I'm not going to listen though. Okay, so Tamarisk, yeah, It'll be fine. Ducky here seems like he's an experienced soldier, and we haven't seen the being that attacked these portal boulders. Is there any vents in the hallway?
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Are they open or closed or?
You shine your light in up and you look at one of these vents, and it does look like one of them is sort of hanging a little loosely.
Yeah. I call over to Ducky. Look up. I bet you it went up there.
Yeah, these things seem capable of being vertical.
Mm.
If priority is still to get this place activated, we should move quickly and quietly.
Yep.
Whatever this was able to rip this thing apart, and it's still around. And it knows we're here. It's only a matter of time. So let's hope it's not hungry.
So we have seen. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We have seen the goo on film, right?
Yep.
I'm going to scan the outer hull of this place if I can and see if there's any goo outside.
I think that's an interesting idea. So go ahead and make a. We'll say the difficulty is you're attached to it, so you really can only get so much of it scanned. I'll say it's difficulty 5. You can claim the ship as an asset. And then you could certainly use potentially other skills or potentially the assistance of other crew members.
Okay. Is there any way I can maneuver the ship a little bit more with piloting to get a better scan?
I think you could, but I will say this is if you could certainly do that. If there are issues with the roll, you could potentially disconnect the umbilical cord.
Okay. Let's see. So I'm at a 4 right now.
Right. That's 12 or better.
Okay. Tamarisk, do you have anything that can help? I'll explain what I am doing, actually.
Help with reading scans, but I'm not the most technical person. I'm better at the talking part.
Okay. I'm just going to go with the 12, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
And I roll a 1.
Well, that is a free GM intrusion for me. And so what I am going to do is I am going to say that as you maneuver the ship to try to get a better look, you begin to hear some really concerned beeping. And you realize that the umbilical tether is under a considerable amount of essentially G-forces. It's under tension. And the issue with that is that it's going to break. And you move back to try to compensate as soon as you can. And when you move back with the flight stick, you overcompensate for it, and it simply pops off. And so now the periphery is disconnected from the ship. So that's a GM intrusion for free, which is fun, which means I don't have to give XP out for it. So that has now happened. And I'm going to have my players inside make a auditory-based perception roll.
And I hate to ask, but does that move the horror level? The horror.
Yes, very clear. Be very clear that it is the horror level, not the horror level.
Point of both.
And yes, it absolutely does tick the horror level up. So we're now at horror level 2. And that means GM intrusions happen for free between numbers 1 and 3. It's always nice when players just tattle on themselves. I like that.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, what fun would it be if we didn't
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't
just
be
keep
fun.
going. Yeah.
Yeah. So the standard or the starting difficulty of this challenge to hear this is 5.
I mean, I got a 10.
I got an 8. I hear nothing.
Right. So neither of you hear anything. Let me ask before anything else happens, is the periphery communicating with its people, or are you calling back to the ship? The people on the station would not have anything to know that they're suddenly untethered.
You would hear over the comm, oops.
What?
Stand by, Captain. There's an issue. I'm trying to fix it.
Okay. I believe in you.
Thought
Right.
you were supposed to be good at this, Quinn.
I'm still getting used to these controls. Let me think about it.
Is this all over comms that we can hear?
Mhm.
Is it like
100%.
open
Yeah.
comm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, don't leave us here.
Captain.
Yeah. But don't leave us here.
Should be moving.
Go.
So yeah, I wait for the captain to get to my 6, and I start moving in.
Okay. There is a door at the end of the passageway. It is closed.
Do
It
the
is
tracks continue going, or the tracks? You said the tracks go vertical, so whatever it is didn't go through this door.
It did not.
All right, same mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
So you go again. I will once again motion for the captain to get to the other side of the door before I open it.
Yeah. I go to the other side.
Okay. In position, and you open the door. So the inside of this space looks to be a command control room. There are 2 desks. They sit essentially in parallel with one another. They're U-shaped. There are 2 seats at each one, and they're built down into they're more like a sunken workspace with maybe 2 or 3 stairs, if anything, between the standard deck plates and where these desks start at. Inside this space, though, there are clear evidence of many, many former porter builders, probably 4. They're slumped over desks or railings. One has been pinned to a wall. And there's evidence of the viscera and blood, you think, from inside of these things. And all of their wounds are exceedingly darkened. So the portal builder to your left that has been pinned to the wall, his wounds or their wounds are accented, highlighted by big black wells that sort of discolor the flesh and whatever remaining clothes that they were wearing. With the horror level part of the game, characters are going to take stress when they're put into stressful situations. And so there'll be a track of stress that I will give you. And so viewing this scene is going to add 2 stress to that. I'll explain the stress track in a second. But for those of you who are viewing it, and that does include people viewing it remotely, it does add to your stress level. So the stress track is very simple. There are 4 levels to it, right? You can take up to 4 points of stress per level. So you essentially have 16 boxes of stress that you can take. This scene costs everyone 2 to view.
2 out of 16.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
When you get a full stress track, so 4 levels of stress completely filled, we make a might roll. If you fail your might roll, you die. Because you can die from stress.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine.
I'm sure. But that is not to say that this scene is not without significant evidence. You do hear and see a low amount of power hum coming from these terminals that are in front of you.
Looks like these are on.
So, Captain, if we're planning on getting this thing operational, I should warn you that if we start turning things on, whatever is here, well, I shouldn't have to tell you what might happen. Are you sure you're ready to do this?
Yep. Let's
All
let's
right.
do this.
I look for the nearest console, or again, I'm looking for points of cover between the door and the console that I think one of them that seems to be powered on.
Yeah, you're pretty technically minded, so I would say that it's not impossible for you to figure out which one of these is sort of the actual command console, right? It is upper right as you step into the room, so you need to step down. It has a few more controls to it. It actually looks like it has some sort of intercom device. It's not shaped anything like you would expect, but there is a definitive speaker and a button.
This looks like com. All right. Do you know how to work one of these things, Captain?
Nope. We'll figure it out. Do you want to take the console, or do you want to have my back? All right. No,
We'll go ahead and you do it on your orders, Captain. So
Well, I look up. Are there vents that are open?
There are vents in this room, and 2 of them are open.
All right. Well, keep your eye above, and I'll take a look at the console.
if you need help with the console, just
Oh,
say
yeah.
something.
I will. You'll be an asset.
I will back the captain up. If is there like a chair, and does it move, or is it bolted?
The chair does move.
Okay. I will get the chair out of the way because I don't want the captain sitting down for any of this.
Okay.
Quick question,
Mm-hmm.
storyteller, GM, friend. Does my pool refresh from last game, or is it still? No. Okay. Well, this is going to be amazing.
Your pools are exactly as they are because we did not have any sort of time skips. And so, and plus because I'm really feeling like it would be best if you had fewer pool points and had to use recovery more.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yep. Okay. So I'm going to go over to the console, and I don't have any video feed or anything. That's Ducky that does. So, yeah. So I'd like to take a look at the console and see what I can do about getting this station up and running.
Okay. So I'm going to say that it's definitely an intellect-based role. I'm going to say that you're hindered because it's outside of your language purview. You don't speak the language of the portal builders, and you have to sort of try to ascertain some of their icons and what they mean. So, yeah, go ahead and give me your best shot.
What was the level again? I'm sorry.
I didn't give you one.
God darn it.
I'm not required to give you the difficulty.
I know.
So.
I know.
Everything okay back there?
I'm kind of grumbling as I do this. I just don't understand. Where is Vita when you need him?
All right.
And I'm, cursing. All right. So I would like to use. All right. So I want to use my effort. I have 2 effort, and I can use both. So I'd like to use effort on my intellect, but my first one, it's only going to cost me 2 points because I have an edge in intellect.
Yep.
And then I'd like to use another effort on my intellect, and that'll cost me 3 points.
Yep.
That'll be 5 altogether. I don't even want to tell you what that's going to put me down to. So that'll take me down 2 levels. And then I also have I'm trained in bold, but that's overcoming fear. That's not going to matter for this.
Oh, we'll get to it.
Oh, that's so nice. And I've also got my favorite enabler task that Mike loves is there's your problem. So that should lower it another level. And so that lowers it 3 levels. And I think We're good.
All right.
Okay, let's do it.
Good job.
You're good.
Make the magic happen. Oh, can I use Ducky as an asset, or I can't because he's backing me up?
That depends on what you'd. So the nice part about the cipher system is you would have to ask Ducky to do something specific to assist you with the task.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not. He's watching to make sure we don't die. Okay.
Yeah. And if he, I would just say that if he does that and comes over to help you, he can't be watching your back.
Right. So, all right, let's roll this. I got a natural 20.
Wow! Congratulations.
I know.
Okay. Well, major effects. So all of the benefits, you somehow finger tap dance through these controls.
And
You call
Sorry.
on all sorts of different inspirational methods to push buttons and make things work. Honestly, the portables really aren't that complicated. This menu seems to be pretty simple. It's just like ordering food at one of the replomats and on Coriolis Station. This isn't hard. And all sorts of things start happening. Power returns to certain smaller subsystems, and you hear a vibration run through the deck plates here. It doesn't look like you've got full power, but some of the other monitors and subsystems in here do start lighting up. And I'm going to play a GM intrusion. So I'm going to give you 1 XP, Captain Kasra, and you can give it to the other one in the scene. And technically, I would allow you to give it to the bridge crew because they can see and hear what's about to happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Quinn. Hopefully that helps him on his next roll.
And here I thought we had a lucky pilot. What happened to the lucky pilot we had, Quinn?
He forgot that he had luck points he could spend.
Oh, that does happen. So from the far side of the room, something large hits the floor. Straight out of the ceiling, lands with basically a whoomp on the floor. And when it lands, you naturally, most of you will turn to look at it because that is what is natural. It draws your attention. As it lands, it begins to move. When it moves, it begins to move out of your visible view. Like it begins to functionally disappear in your vision. And now we'll make a speed test.
Like disappear, like cloaking?
Yeah, that's probably as close as I can get to it. Like the movement on its body. It's not that it disappears like pop and it's gone. It's that it appears to blend.
Like some sort of active camo.
Yeah, it sure looks like it.
I am trained in initiative, so it lowers my task by 1 for doing initiative. And then I also have danger sense, which also eases my initiative task. So my initiative is eased by 2. And so I will roll. And I'm going to spend an XP to re-roll that because I got a 4. That's going to suck so bad. No, what, are you freaking kidding me? I got a 4 again. I'm going to keep it. I mean,
I
whatever.
got a 16. It's just a D20 roll, right?
It is just a D20 roll. Luckily for you, the order will go Ducky, whatever this thing is, and then Captain Kasra. What I'm going to ask, though, because to not exclude them, is I'd like to know if anyone on the ship would like to take a material action which could potentially become involved with this scene. Maybe not directly, but indirectly. That could include Quinn trying to get the ship back into position, and then maybe Tamarisk puts a suit on and tries to reconnect the umbilical. What's the general plan? Because I don't want to leave you two out.
Well, I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on here. We've been kind of, I guess, orbiting is the best word to use this station to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Have I picked up any nuances of timing and everything to where I can actually dock the ship to it in this time period, since I've just been kind of watching it?
Yeah, I think that there is, for your piloting brain, I think there is a reasonable chance that you could figure out, okay, yeah, there's another space here where we might be able to actually magnetically lock and then seal and get onto the ship.
Yeah.
And
or get them a quick exit if necessary.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they would have to, you're not sure that they have a complete deck plan of where they're at right now, but it's not impossible. So yeah, certainly a piloting role you could make to try to put yourself in a position like that, if that's what you'd like.
That's what I would like to do. I'm going to go ahead and make that right now.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So I can use the ship as an asset for this, correct?
You can, because essentially because Racom is going to assist you with navigational and piloting data.
Okay, and I am a trained pilot, so that lowers it by 2 so far, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am actually going to, this is going to be a speed test, am I correct, with piloting?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to spend effort. Since I have a 2 edge, it's only going to cost me 1 point, if my calculations are correct.
For the first point of effort, yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. So that lowers it by 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go ahead and take that roll.
Okay, go ahead. We'll say that it is 9 or better now. You've loaded it to a 3 difficulty. This is actually a pretty complex task.
Okay. And I roll an exact 9, actually. So thank goodness.
You begin to line the ship up with one of the, we'll say, station top mounted docking ports. And Racom is trying to tell you, he's giving you informational data, but he's also trying to tell you, like, okay, you're going to swing a little bit this way and bring the ship around this number of degrees, so that way we can line up with this sort of airlock. And the convenient thing being is that the Periphery was made in the Third Horizon, and it appears that it has very similar airlock mechanisms as the station does. So that does appear helpful.
Awesome.
Okay. Tamarisk, anything from your position?
I'm going to suit up in case I need to go in and help.
Okay. That is what you are doing. All right, Sergeant. There is now a camouflaged creature in this room.
Sure. I will. So the only point of egress we have that I'm aware of is the door we just came in.
Yes. Point of direct egress, yes. It would be back up the ramp to go back down the passageway. There are other points of egress from this room. There are actually 3 of them.
That's the open one, though, right?
Yep. The only open one is the one behind you.
Okay. I'm relatively confident that this thing doesn't know how to open doors. Otherwise, it probably would have. So, I will bark at the captain. Get back to the exit, and I'm going to spend 2 speed points for a spray action, because I can't really see this thing,
right?
But I know where it was, so I'm pretty sure this weapon has the ability to fire rapid shots without reloading. So it says, let's see, unless I spend 2 speed points, and let's see, uses 1d6 plus 1 rounds of ammo to roll a d6. It uses 7.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Lead hose, I guess. If you test successful, it deals 1 less point of damage than normal. I can also use spill multiple. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So yeah, it's an area attack, I guess.
Okay.
To increase the chance of hitting. It doesn't say by what, but I imagine it's just like, it makes it easier somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to do that. Now I do have combat prowess, which adds, well, that's for melee, so I can't use that.
Right.
So this is just me shooting with the shooty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just so I'm clear, I would not fire a weapon if I thought there was risk of like shooting us into a vacuum. Is there like glass that sees outside or anything like that in here?
Not in this space. This seems to be the sort of centralized command control structure. The You're assuming this is one of the most hardened places in the station. So
All right.
it's the brains of the operation, basically.
Then yeah, all my lights go to full, and all my auto goes to on, and I hold down the trigger and start backing up to the captain, and basically trying to back the captain away from the desk.
Okay.
For effort and stuff, I have to spend beforehand, right?
Yeah.
What's my difficulty on this roll? I've never shot anything before, so
Okay. So the creature is the base difficulty of the creature is 5. You are hindered twice because
Okay.
it is effectively invisible.
Yeah.
So that's 7. So you are stepping down from 7. Effort is something that you could spend on this roll to lower it, as is any other potential combat bonuses or skills you might have that can bring to bear.
Sure. So all of those are going to come in handy if this thing wants to close with me, I'm imagining, because it seems like a grappler of sorts. So I'm assuming it's going to try lunging at me, or at least getting around to a position to want to lunge at me. I don't know if it knows about guns. So I'm hoping to surprise it. So yeah, I guess I'll spend, is it 3 points to ease one?
It is for you're using speed pool, I assume, for this.
Yeah, I would have to, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So what's your edge in speed pool?
0.
Okay. So it's 3 for the first one, yes, and it will be 3 for 8. You're a tier 2 character, so you could actually spend 2 levels of effort.
I'm gonna spend 1. And then so I'm at 6. Is that right?
Yep.
But it is easier to hit now. So that is a 17. I don't even know the hits.
6. No, you need 18 or better to hit.
Does the spray not make it easier?
What's the spray? What's the wording on spray?
So it says if the weapon has the ability to fire rapid shots, you can spray multiple shots around your target to increase the chance of hitting. If it has blah blah blah, if the attack, and it just says if the attack is successful, it doesn't say how much it makes it easier to hit by. It's on 185 in site system book.
Okay. Let me take a peek at it really quick.
Yeah.
Just to, because it seems like it would be something that would ease it at least a step. Space fighting.
And this was in the cipher book, not the stars book, just in case.
Yeah, that's where I figured. This space book's not as thick as the cipher book. So you were trained in making the static just one damage. So it's an action. So I'm going to say that it makes good sense to say that it's more likely that since you're putting more rounds in the space, you're more likely to hit, at least with something. So I'll let it ease it by 1.
Okay.
Which would make this difficulty
5.
5, which is 15 or better. So you would strike the target.
Okay.
So what damage does that weapon do?
So the assault rifle does 6 damage, long range. Can operate in conjunction with spray or arc spray.
Okay. You put rounds on target and it scares you because you didn't realize how far this thing had really moved. Like at the end of your spray, that's when the bullets hit home. So it gets around a almost 90 degree arc before you land rounds on it. It's very fast. And the worst part is it's not going after you.
Great.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a slight break because ads are going to run. We're going to give our players here a few minutes. We'll run some ads, and then we'll be back and see just exactly what this thing wants to do. So hang with us. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in just a few minutes, okay?
Yeah, I don't have that interdiction ability, so
No, you do not. All right,
not.
welcome back. So we're back, and we're back on the portal station, and it's now clear contact has been made. And so we want to welcome you back as we continue this little space adventure. So for those of you who are hopefully not just joining us, but if you are, I would like to let you know that the horror level for Cypher System stuff is in effect. And so we'll be dealing out some stress, and we'll be panicking some people, and then who knows what happens, right? So Ducky just fired a wide sort of arc of bullets and tagged this creature. So the good news. Let me get to the good news first, because everybody likes good news. The good news is you do damage the creature. Some of these bullets that come out of your rifle are, they lodge inside this creature. And for the moment, after having been damaged, it has a tough time staying hidden. And so it becomes sort of, I'll just say, translucent for a moment. It's not completely invisible, but you can see the outline, and you can begin to see some of this being. The bad news is that you can see some of this being. And that means that you are subject to stress in the moment. And so my players who are physically in the room with it are going to add 2 more points to their stress level.
Just at level 2, right?
You are now at level 2. And so the big concern now is, as you are all amazing people, you'll understand that combat is here and your mind is trying to wrap around what this thing is. So it is a mostly humanoid form. So it seems to have 2 legs. It seems to have 2 arms. They are bulky and muscular. At least the legs are. The arms themselves are a little less muscular, and the arms end in what don't appear like hands per se, but they appear like really long, like a long group of appendages. I think that's the best way to put it. It's as if someone stuck like a functional, fleshy cat of 9 tails on the end of their wrists. And then on part of their, the lower part of the base of it where you can make out, it looks like there are reflective filaments that sit inside their skin. And they protrude just slightly out of these tendrils that sort of lash about the floor. So in its action, what it will do is it will have Captain Amara make a speed defense roll, as it says, in effect, you're not going anywhere, and it's going to try to pull you off your feet.
Amazing. And I'm not trained in speed defense because, why would I be? Can I use my effort to lower my speed defense roll?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I will take 3 for that. Oh, no, I don't have 3 speed left. Oh my goodness. That would be bad. All right. Let's do this. Pray to the icons. I got a 12.
Good. Very good. Very key, actually. You get a 12, which is the number you needed to beat. And so you feel this thing wrap its tendrils around your thigh, like your right thigh, as you're trying to get out of the room, and it pulls hard, and your right leg sort of goes out just for a moment, and you grab onto the railing that's on this small stairway, and you pull yourself out of it, and you are not impeded by the creature. It is now your action, Captain.
Yep, I'm gonna do shockingly what Ducky told me to do and start going for the exit.
I don't believe you.
Still in amazement.
I know. We did what we came to do. We got the station active. We're mostly active, and it's time. Make our exit. Make my exit.
Make you begin to make your exit. So what you're telling me is that you're going to take the move and you're going to go back down the passageway.
Yes. Oh God, I hope there's not more than one of these.
Okay. Cool. So you hustle down the passageway. This will go into now the next round. And so what I'll do is go back to the sergeant and ask him, now that this thing is a little bit less hard to see, it's clear it's made a play at the captain. What is your intent?
So it lunged at the captain, which puts it within reach of me.
Yeah, you could easily move to grab this thing.
I'm not going to grab it. I let the assault rifle swing low, and I will engage the power fist of my armor.
Okay.
And I will check its chin.
Interesting.
So Ducky will let it power up and then move to kind of, it seems humanoid, right?
Yeah, it seems humanoid enough. It does have It does have it has a head on top of its sort of muscled body. The entire form itself seems oily and slick. It seems to be leaving footprints based off of that. Its feet are a little strange because they are almost like big three-toed like feet, real thick at the base, and then they move up these muscular legs and quads and into a torso. You haven't seen its face yet, so
but it's so I'm guessing it didn't like stop moving. It's still kind of coming at us.
yeah,
coming
it is still moving. It looks like its intent anyway, because you'll go before it is. Its intent is to follow the captain down the passageway.
I'm gonna back up basically and kind of draw it in as soon as I get to as soon as my form takes up most of the doorway is when I'm going to check it. And I'm going to try to drive it back with a punch to whatever I can really see, whether it's a midsection, if it's hulking over and I can't really make out its head or face, then a body shot is just as good. And now the fist has had a chance to warm up. So I would like to clock this thing. I would like to use Crushing Blow for 2 might points, what I get for free because I have 2 might edge, I believe.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm gonna hit it.
Okay. So that is, for this creature's starting difficulty is 5, and since it is not, it doesn't have the ability to use its natural camouflage, it's not hindered twice. It's only hindered once, because it is still semi-translucent, and so that raises it to 6. So 6 is where you start at.
Okay. So the first thing I have, how does training apply for this?
So if you're trained in something, that means you can use it without being hindered by the fact that you're untrained.
Got you. Okay. Just double checking to make sure. So that's an enabler that doesn't do anything.
So are you trained in the Power Fist?
I'm trained in melee.
Okay, so yeah, so you can apply the trained as a -1 difficulty to it.
Okay.
Considered a skill.
Okay. Then yeah, I will go ahead and spend a point of might to lower to use effort as well. Right, because I had edge 2, the first one cost me 1.
Yep. So that's 2, okay. So it's 4 or better now, 12 or better on the die.
All right. So would it cost me 3 then to do 1 more?
It would. Yep.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
All right. So now it's 3, so 9 or better?
Yep, now it's 9 or better.
That is a 17.
Okay, that is a +1 to your damage because you roll a 17.
So base damage of the Power Fist is 6.
Yep.
I have combat prowess, which adds 1. And then I have a strength power shift, which adds 3.
Yep. So you'll do 11. Yep. Okay. And then it gets to take its armor value into account.
Yep.
And so just so we're a little bit clear on the damage track, as damage will eventually happen to everybody at some point. Normally, damage is taken in this version from your might pool. So when you take damage, it's applied to your might pool minus armor. And then when you are at 0 for might, you begin to incur, or any pool, you begin to incur penalties based on where you're at. So you become, the specific wording is you'd become impaired, right? And then you become debilitated. And if you're a 0 in all pools, you're dead. That's sort of how it's figured out. So you haul off and...
Oh, sorry. In Crushing Blow, because I used effort on the attack, I get a free level of effort on the damage as well.
Oh, fantastic. That's just wonderful. You hit this thing. And you hit it center mass because you can't really wrap your head around its face. The face is the hard part for you. So you push it back, but you get a good look at the face, and it's something that really no one wants to look at. It is an amalgamation of eyes, different sizes, different shapes, different colors. Some of them are bifurcated, some of them aren't. And when you swing on it, you watch a couple of them close reflexively. Some of them don't. You contact its flesh and you feel what you would normally feel when you punch something. You feel it give to the power fist as energy and strength radiate off of it and into the body of this creature. There's no technical knockback, but for cinematic's sake, you definitely stun and sort of push this thing away from the doorway. And you hear not what you're expecting. There's no roar. There's no monster call. What you hear are the lashing sounds of those appendages as they make tapping sounds on the ground behind it as the creature tries to recover and scramble. These little barbs or something that run along each one of them. They sort of click and clack on the ground.
I yell contact. Keep
Okay.
moving, Captain.
So now, Sergeant, you're going to make the other roll, which will be a speed defense roll, because now you have there is no aggro reset. You have
There is no aggro reset.
You have all the aggro now, so enjoy that.
All right. That's a 10.
Okay. So, you get the full up close and personal look at these tentacle arms. They wrap around one of your arms and they wrap around one of your legs. And when they do, they don't pull you off your feet, which is what reflexively you're expecting. When they do, they move at a ridiculous speed and they undulate back and forth to do so. And as they do, these barbs rip into your flesh and then grind along the arm, because obviously it's made of dense material. This does 5 points of damage to you. Of course,
How
mine
does
doesn't.
armor work?
So my armor reduces damage right off the top. So if
Okay.
you've got 1 armor or 2 armor, you reduce that and then take the rest to your might pool.
So I've got 3 plus enhanced body, which makes me 4. So so I have it's 4.
Yep. So this is uncomfortable.
So I take 1.
Yep.
Is that to might?
It is.
This thing's strong. It's breached my armor.
Yeah, you would not want to be unarmored fighting this creature. Captain Kasra.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I hear him say that it breached his armor, right?
Mm-hmm. You hear it.
Yeah, I'll turn back with my gun drawn. I don't know how far I'd gotten down the hall.
Certainly not out of position for your gun.
Yeah, so I'll turn back and have my gun pulled and head back to the room. And I think that's all I can do for my action, right?
You should be able to move. I'll let you move and pull your weapon as a single action.
Okay. So I do that.
I mean, you had it in hand before, so.
I did. So I might have picked it up. I might have laid it on the console when I was working on it and then picked it back up. So maybe I did not ever holster it.
Yeah, that's how that's how I see it.
Yeah. Okay. So I would move back to the room and have it, and obviously have my gun drawn and aim. If I make it back to the room, with my moves, I would aim at the alien.
Okay.
Thing.
You aim at this creature. Do
I get to shoot or?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Just want to make sure. I don't want to take too many actions that are inappropriate for the round.
I'll let you.
Oh, I know you will.
You turn around, gun in hand, head back to the room, and fire. Are you using your Vulcan?
Yes, I am. And I'm practiced. What says I practiced? Why does it say I'm practiced? whatever. It says I'm practice, which doesn't give me anything.
It does not.
Nope. It's a light weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Vulcan is, so I'm eased by 1 step for light weapons.
Yep.
And can I use my bold in this?
I think that's reasonable.
So it lowers it by 2 steps. And is this going to be a speed?
Yeah, for sure.
So then I'll use effort to lower it to lower it another level.
Okay.
And I'm going to need to do a recovery roll.
Good.
All right. So that was what? 3?
Yep. Sounds right.
Yep. Lowered it by 3. And I get an 18. So that does what? 2 more damage?
It sure
3 more
does.
damage plus a minor effect. Oh, or combat. So I'll do the 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think, what does the Vulcan do? 3 itself?
I see on my roll for 18, I see 2 damage, not 3.
Oh, am I? Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at 19. I'm sorry. Yes. Yes. 2 damage.
Yep.
And I think, what did the Vulcan do? I have to go back.
I think their Vulcan is a medium weapon.
Oh,
It's a light weapon, right? So it's 4.
Medium's 4.
Mhm.
Light is it still 4?
Light should be 3 then.
Okay, then 3. I'm gonna have to go back. I didn't have that written down. I'm sorry. Oh no, it says 2 for light. So I did 4 damage.
Okay.
You told me that Vulcan was a medium weapon when I started using it, so I don't know if that.
Oh, it's a medium. Then I shouldn't
Mhm.
have gotten that lower level, but I get an 18 anyway. So
Yep.
I guess it doesn't
So we'll say
matter.
it's a medium weapon, and we'll
I'll
keep the
get that
damage the
written down.
same, and you
Sorry.
can change that. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, we won't be editing it out in post, which is fun. So, I think really the surprising thing for you, Sergeant, is you hear something which sounds a little bit like a minigun. You hear footsteps come back of the room while you're fighting with this thing, and you hear the whir of a barrel, and then you start hearing rounds spit out at a high velocity and high speed rate, and you watch this thing start to get stitched with bullets.
I do my best to move aside as I yell, "Blue on blue, Captain! I'm right here!" As I try to stay out of the line of fire.
Yep. Don't worry. Not my first rodeo.
Okay. So on the ship, I'm gonna skip if Quinn would like to finish his docking procedure, we can say that is done now. We can
Yes.
also say that Tamarisk has had the opportunity now to don their suit. And so if you would like to potentially enter the station in another method or way, you can now do that.
Can I grab a light weapon because I'm able to use those, and we have some extra we've established on board. I don't know what the names of them are. I don't think Tamarisk would necessarily know what they are, but take one and head into the station as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can certainly do that. You can get to the airlock, suit it up, and you can begin moving in at this point. Now, this is a different airlock than the one you went into, when the crew went into before. So that's going to be sort of interesting to see where people play at. You had a question, Skip?
Just hope there's no more of these things.
When the power came up, did I notice anything change in the outer hull or anything like that in the station when they actually turned the power on?
I will give you a sensors roll for it if that's what you'd like, to try to discern if there's any changes.
I would like that.
Mm-hmm. Go right ahead.
That is a 15.
Yeah, so the thing that you notice is there are lights around the station around the bottom, and those lights seem to be surrounding an arc, sort of a the underside of the station is a little bit not distended, but it's built down. This is a natural or an architectural piece that they would put on. And it does seem to illuminate that there is some sort of power core to the portal station, but you're not sure it's fully on yet. The station might be running off of some sort of battery power or something like that. What you learn from your success, though, is that the station's not at full power yet.
Does it look like it's putting out any signal whatsoever? Like a communications beacon or anything like that?
Not yet.
Okay. So to make sure that they're not calling for help or anything like that. The bad guys, not us.
The entities.
The entities.
Or entity. Who knows? We'll find out.
Okay.
So we'll return to the top of initiative with the sergeant here, as you are locked in battle now with whatever the heck this entity is.
Well, knowing now that there are shots coming from over my shoulder, I will say moving to pivot, suppress high, and I'm going to try to basically I'm going to step into and around it in kind of like a boxing shuffle and see if I can get this thing to pivot. And I will spend, well, I won't spend. So I'll use, instead of crushing blow, I'll use bash, which costs 1 might point. And it's an attack that inflicts 1 less point of damage than normal, but it dazes my target and makes its actions hindered for the round.
Sounds reasonable. So you have 2 in Might Edge, right?
I do.
So it's free.
Yeah. So can I, but I can't, so can I combine special abilities? Is that something I can do?
So in general, no.
Okay, no, that's fine. So one is this is an action, that's an action. But if it was an enabler, that's different. Right?
Yeah, because it enables you to do something.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to try to shift and then see if I can ring its bell. So I'll spend down twice again, so 1 and then 2 for effort. And then I'll give it the same minus the crushing blow. So it's not going to get a free level of effort on damage this time. Whatever that means. It's super duper cocked. 15?
Yeah, that's enough to hit.
All right.
So it will be dazed, it'll be hindered. You essentially...
It does 10 instead of... No, it does... Without the... I don't know what you get for free level of effort, so it would have been... Whatever that number is. Sorry, I lost it again. My first combat, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So it's 6 plus 3 plus 1 minus 1. So 9.
It's 9. Okay. You punch it in the face in its group of eyes. And then a ton of them suddenly close up.
But I'm trying to make sure that's positioned between me and the captain now. That was kind of my...
Yeah, I think you get that. I think with the successful tackle, you can put yourself between you and the captain. Hopefully you don't take any wounds.
Sure. Oh, no, I mean, I'm putting it between me and the captain.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So she can fire at will.
She can fire at will, sure. So, Captain, you watch as this thing turns its attention just slightly, like one of its arms detaches from the sergeant's leg and is going to whip round and essentially try to catch you by the neck. So you'll need to make a speed defense roll for me.
Cool. So again, oh my God, I don't want to spend any more.
Why
It's
not?
hindered. It's hindered. You're okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna just make a straight out speed test.
Mhm.
And by the way, for the people watching, listening, or otherwise paying attention, I have a Vulcan cricket, which is a light weapon. So I had to go back to my notes because my character sheet got all flubbed up. So we'll have to fix that. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right, speed defense roll. I want things to be, you know how I am.
I do.
Type A personality. All right. I got a 16.
Okay. You duck. which is a good thing too, because it looks like these things would have begun sawing into your neck. You duck, and now it's your action.
I still have my weapon out. I'm
You
gonna
do.
shoot it. It is a light weapon, so my attack is eased.
Yep.
Sorry. And that's about it. Speed test. Yep. Here we go. I'm gonna re-roll that because I got a 1.
Oh, how are you rerolling? You're spending XP?
Oh yes. I wasn't gonna let you have that. That's silly.
I mean, it could be worse. What's up? What'd you do?
I got another 1.
Yay.
I'm gonna keep. I don't think I can spend another XP,
You
right?
cannot. Nope.
Okay. Only one during the action. So yep, I got a 1.
So that's a free GM intrusion for me. And I will take this GM intrusion to drop a second creature into this room. Thanks much, Morgan. Appreciate that. So one of the far vents on the other side of the room clatters open, and another one of these big, dark, skinned creatures flops out, and you begin hearing this tapping and clicking on the floor as it starts making its way over to its compatriot, who seems to be in a worse for wear state.
And if Ducky does it, I'm like, we got another one.
Of course we do.
Of course we do. So Tamarisk, for you, the airlock seemingly opens without any major issue. You're able to pretty easily get this thing connected with Racom's assistance over the past few rounds. And then based on some of the interactions you've had with the portal builders, you have some idea of which button it should be to open it. The big difference being is that now the station has some power, and so it doesn't have as big of a problem with someone trying to crack it open like an egg. This will still be an intellect-based roll. You could use anything that might assist with technology. You can certainly use Racom as an asset, as he's here as well.
I'll use Racom. I'll spend effort. I have 2 edge in intellect, so that's gonna only spend 1 point. So that reduces things by 2.
Yep.
Okay. That is a 16.
Yeah, more than enough. So you begin the opening process. There is a bit of a movement as far as the pressure balance between two, but it's not very bad. And you see that there's lights in here, and there are different. This looks a lot like the stuff that you've seen in sort of the old, previous Horizon Realm type of architecture. It's not Coriolis Station by any means, but some of the very same similar lines. Everything is really tall as far as the objects that you have to interact with. Of course, portables are tall. And you come across something that looks like a dead portal builder.
I'm going to try and find my way to where they are.
Okay.
As best as I possibly can.
Begin picking your way through. For my 2 that are fighting in the command control space, when that extra creature top pops out, that's another 2 stress for you, by the way. So enjoy that immensely. Skip Quinn is probably mostly holding the ship steady at this point, but you can continue to make each round if you want. You could either join your compatriots in suits, or you could choose to sort of stay vigilant if you wanted to.
I'm going to be ready to pop off of this thing as soon as everybody's back on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be, and I'm still scanning just to make sure that this thing isn't calling for backup or anything like that too.
Yeah, sure. What I'll do is I will essentially put that action into Overwatch. And so that way, if something happens that is akin to that, you'd have the ability to immediately get a roll.
Okay. That works for me.
All right. So there is a new combatant in the room, but we've already made speed rolls, and we won't belabor that point. We'll just have this one go when the other one goes. And so, Sergeant, you have a new target.
All right. How weathered does the first one appear compared to its new springy friend?
Pretty weathered. You have done a considerable amount. Their bodies are pretty well hardened, but you know that you've racked up some significant damage on this thing's form. I mean, it's sort of spitting and sputtering black ichor all over the floor now. You're not sure what the hell that stuff does to clothes or skin or whatever, but there's no like acidic smell or flavor or reaction to it, but you still don't know if you want it on your body.
Can't necessarily be good for anybody. Then I will I would say pop it till it drops, and then I will activate Crushing Blow again, and I'm going to give this thing the old heave ho and
Okay.
try to put it down before its friend gets to me. Is it
See.
approaching?
The other one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the thing.
Do you think?
Maintain my points. That is a 14.
Okay. 14. So what are you claiming as, based on the difficulty of hitting this thing, what are you claiming to lower, if anything, to lower the difficulty of it?
So I have, I want my mediums count as light, so that's 1. Right?
Well, you're trained in medium weapons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 1.
Well, and I have no need for weapons.
Yeah, that's
So I'm punching.
right. You're punching. So if that's it, and you rolled a 15 or 14,
14.
yeah, it's enough to hit it.
Okay. So with Crushing Blow, it's a 11 again. So
Okay.
Right. Plus whatever I get for free. I don't know what free easing damage means.
So if there is something on the creature that would say there's an effect,
Or free level of effort on damage.
right? A free level of effort on damage. Yeah. You just do a bunch of damage to it. Okay, so count this up. Yeah. Okay. So you cock back to try to get this thing clear before the next one arrives, and you sink into it with this hit. Like you feel its main body sort of crumple. It gives way, and there's this loud and audible crack in the room as you put a pretty good sized hole in this thing's chest. And it slumps.
Question then, is the second one within reach?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Still at short distance, so you will not come into range until its action, which begins now. It leaps from its position over into the pit where these consoles are at, and it is going to require you to make a speed defense roll.
Contact. That's a 10.
Okay. So a 10 is not going to be high enough. And what it is going to do is it is going to attempt to use a power that it has. It sinks these tendrils around you. And when it does, because of a speed defense roll failure, it takes you off your feet and you land hard on your back. In doing so, it pushes those tendrils into the deck plates, and while standing up, is pinning you to the floor.
Yeah, that's so good.
You do take damage during this pin, but it is half as much as you would, so you only take a single point based on your armor.
Okay.
It looks very intently at you with all of its eyes. And that's when its face distends and you see a mouth and sharp rows of black teeth await you. So, Captain, it seems they do have mouths.
That's what I say, Captain.
Yeah, awesome. I see it. Oh my god. Got my camera. Keep it together. I see that it's not keeping it together. Whatever. I see that the alien is pinned, my new buddy Ducky. And so I am going to shoot at the alien.
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm. And I am going to, it's a speed test. Awesome.
Pretty soon we'll run out of pool points.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to use any speed for this because, I mean, I am going to use speed to roll, but I'm not going to spend any more bullet points because that's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got an 18.
Definitely hit.
Yep. So I do 2 damage from that and then 2 damage from my weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4 damage. And that's it.
Okay. You fire into this thing. You realize that the bullets do stitch into it, but probably not as deeply as you were hoping for. Black ichor trails out of it. And which something is very unsettling for you, which is it does not flinch, it does not move, it does not react to being shot. It continues to stare down at the sergeant with its sort of mouth distended. So, Tamarisk,
Yes.
you are making your way into further into the station. You're in a room that appears to have some scientific equipment and maybe computer and logistics hardware.
Mm-hmm.
You think this might be the room where the portal itself is aligned? There's a lot of really complex machinery in here.
Well, I'm probably not going to be able to get it up and moving. Probably need the captain's help on that. So
Possibly.
I'm going to make a mental note of where it is and keep going so we can come back to it on our way out.
Okay. You're going to continue on then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You continue down a passageway, and when you enter this passageway, you hear what sounds like gunfire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there they are.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so we'll return to the top of the round with the sergeant, who is currently pinned. And so what you'll need to do if you're going to make any sort of physical action to damage it, you'll first have to get out of the pin.
So my question is, and this is, I guess this is a technicality, right? Like it has me pinned, like all of my limbs are pinned.
Yeah. So basically what happens, its arms end in these long tendrils.
Mm-hmm.
And when they splay themselves out, they hook around your body, your limbs, and then they press themselves into the deck plate to essentially adhere you to the deck.
Sure. So the reason I was asking is because I don't necessarily have to swing to do this, but I was going to activate the stun stick, well, the stun setting within the power glove, and just kind of grab it.
Okay, I think that you could do it. I think it would just be harder than you're expecting it to be.
Sure, but that way I wouldn't have to necessarily break because it's holding me. So I just want to hold it back.
Yeah, I think you could probably turn your wrist to try to grab onto some of this stuff.
Okay, because it's not even like an attack. Like it's just got a flat damage setting.
Mm-hmm.
This is larger than a human target, so I will set it to max stun.
Sure.
And I will spend a point of might to ease this a bit. And this is a straight up unarmed attack, so it's still light.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's my difficulty?
I'm going to say it's right now after your use, it's 12 or better.
Okay. 18.
Yay. Okay. So how much damage?
So it does 6 points of stun damage.
Okay. Very good. You put a sizzle into this thing. You can actually smell, probably through your suit. It's that caustic. The smell in this room, Captain, suddenly is very, very bad.
But does it lose its next turn?
That is a good question. Is that what the stun stick does? It forces it to lose a turn?
So what it says
Mhm.
is if the setting is set to 2 or fewer, human-sized targets are smaller, you lose their next turn.
Right.
But I cranked it because this thing is larger than human-sized.
I'm going to say it doesn't lose its next turn.
Okay, that's fine.
So you crank the setting and you grab it, and this thing, you try the whole deck, all of the deck plates around you vibrate as you put as much, jewels in through this thing as you possibly can. With the mouth distended, you actually hear it for the first time, and you wish you didn't. It surges forward towards you, and with you pinned, it is going to take 4 points of might from you. As it reaches in and pushes through your armor to vacuum out parts of your flesh. This also raises your stress level.
By how many points?
2 points.
Great. So I'm at 8
You are.
out of 16.
You are being eaten.
It's trying to eat me.
Captain, it's your action.
Awesome. I'm going to go tackle it off of him.
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm bold. So I'm trained in bold. So it removes a level of effort, and its speed. It's going to be a speed test, I'm assuming. And so I will actually use one effort to lower it by another level. So it's going to be 3 speed oops. Man, my speed pool's at 2, folks. I need a refresh. It's so bad. Anywho, here I am doing things. And so I'm going to go tackle him.
Do it.
Dude, if I get a 1,
You're going to get eaten.
I'm going to get so eaten. But I want to tackle it in such a way that I'm going to grab it so it's up. So it can't kiss me and stuff. Because it's on top of Ducky.
Yeah.
I'm going to go tackle it and hold it. Hopefully.
Yeah, your hope is to rip it off the
Mhm.
sergeant. Sure, that makes sense.
I'm going to roll again because I don't like that. I got an 11. I'm going to use the XP to reroll.
Sounds reasonable.
Mm-hmm. I got a 19. That was better.
That is way better. So you're not doing damage, but you are
No.
going to get your minor effect. And so I will say what your minor effect is that you leap onto this thing and use the full body weight of yourself and obviously the force you're generating to sort of pull at one of these arms. And when you pull, Sergeant, you feel your right arm and right leg come free. And the captain pulls this creature essentially onto it sort of contorts it around, and the creature end up in a heap near one of these consoles. There's a huge crash. Quinn, for your benefit, in the ship, you see a blur as the captain leaps onto this creature because you're seeing everything through the sergeant's mask and his camera, and you see the captain pull this creature off of the sergeant, and there's this hissing that comes out of its maw, and so we'll say that on the next action the sergeant is free, and I think for such a heroic and mostly selfless action, I'm going to give the captain a point of experience because I think that was exceedingly bold to do, especially when this thing really just wants to eat your face. I would say that there is a fine line between heroism and stupidity.
Always
Yes.
is.
And sometimes she doesn't know where that is.
Very good. Okay. So Tamarisk, you will reach this room, provided you continue down the passageway for the gunfire and all the clattering. You will end up reaching this room on your action, should you so choose.
I do.
Okay.
I so choose.
The doors part. And as they part, you see, oh my God, what the hell is going on in here?
Can I act or just move?
You can
into it?
definitely make an action.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to use one of my abilities. I want to use enthrall. So I want to start talking to the creature. Even if it can't understand me,
Mhm.
it becomes enthralled. Essentially, I grab its attention. I can't move or anything, but I can talk to it and keep it focused on me. It does nothing but defend itself.
Mhm.
And I'm going to start talking to it, and I'm going to say things like, "We're not going to hit you anymore because while I am talking to you, you're just going to be focused on me. And if we attack, bad things happen. Everybody get up away from you." And I'm going to keep talking to it. It definitely doesn't understand me, but I'm talking and talking and talking, and it is now not focused on Kasra or on Ducky, entirely on me, which is terrifying. But I'm doing it.
Okay, so I wish you all the best of luck. I know it can't communicate with you, but you will enthrall it or fascinate it to the point where it wants to look at you.
Yep.
So is this an action or is this an ability that you have to?
I don't have to roll for it. I just do it.
So it's just an action.
Just an
So
action.
you start talking.
Mhm.
And the difference in your vocal gait and the difference in the way that you're talking seems to get the creature's attention. And when it gets ready to get back to its feet, all 17 oddly shaped eyes stare up at you, and its sort of mouth hangs open, and you can see the distended rows of teeth, and the bits of the sergeant's clothing and flesh that are still sort of hanging around the outside of its salivating maw, and it's looking at you, but it's not coming after you directly. I wouldn't say you feel comfortable.
No, definitely not. This is very uncomfortable. I'm thinking we should get away from you. Everybody should be moving away from you because this is not a good situation to be in. I'm pretty sure. But
Okay.
just eyes on me. Eyes on me.
So what are the other two characters in the room doing?
This thing no longer holding me down.
It's no longer holding you down.
Then I get to my feet and I look a little confused and I say, "Captain, your orders?"
Everybody out. Back to the ship. Yeah, I untangle myself from the alien, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
could do
sort
that.
of untangles itself from you too. Like it's giving its full attention to Tamarisk, and it does appear to sort of edge its way a little closer to her, as if it's close to them, as if it's very interested in what they're saying.
So I will ease back, but as I do so, I'm going to stop at the console and make sure that everything that we need to make sure to utilize this portal is completed.
Boy, that is a really smart play. You do see, looking down at this console, that something is waiting to be turned on. You don't know if it's the main reactor. There's a series of buttons. The captain last time was able to get something functional, but you're not. You would have to make an intellect-based roll with probably computers as your base to assist with that.
I'm pretty good at this. So I have an intelligence power shift, which eases it by 1. Is there an interface here?
There is, yeah.
Okay. Then I will say hold for interfacing, and I plug in.
Okay. So during this first round of enthrallment, Tamarisk, you're going to take 2 stress. You're going to take 2 stress every round you hold this creature at bay because it is terrifying.
Can I interject here,
Yeah, go ahead.
if possible? When Ducky links in, basically, we're starting to get a feed from that, correct?
Yeah, you're starting to get a feed from it.
And from what I remember, they have interacted with a portal system before, correct?
They have, yes.
Okay. Is there any way, knowing that knowledge?
Yeah, we lost Mav.
Yes.
I knew that was going to happen. Go on, continue. We'll
Okay.
fix the overlay.
Okay. While that's going on, is there any way that I can access their computer and see if there's any like intruder system that I can activate there that may put like something that will affect these creatures while the rest of the crew is trying to get out?
Maybe.
Like gas or anything, because I know they're wearing masks. So
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was like a gas system or anything that would give them an edge to get out.
Mm-hmm. That's possible.
Okay.
So yeah, why don't you give me a roll? Try and get us viewable on screen. Sorry, folks. Just give me a minute or two.
Okay. All right. I do have for 2 intellect points, I have a machine interface.
Yeah. Kind of.
But I'm using the computer as an asset anyway, so it doesn't really apply to that. So I have that. I'm just going to make a roll.
Yeah, just go ahead and make a roll.
Okay. That's a natural 20, actually.
That is fantastic. So, yeah, you can get linked in with this, and you can. Sorry, Skip. Go ahead and give me the purpose of it again.
Okay. Basically, what I wanted to do was just to see if I can activate like an intruder alert or like a suppression system or anything that would let me close a door in front of these guys or something like that that will impede the creatures getting to the crew to allow them time to get out.
Yeah, I would say that at this point you have access to all of the doors and all of the emergency spaces and whatnot. So you have the ability then to control those doors if that's what you need to do.
That's what I would do to give them an edge to get out or to put a barrier in between them once they are clear and I can see that they're clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
As for me, between the power shift and the interface, once I have established a link, I will communicate to the ship and I will say, Rakam, let's get this done.
Okay.
And I would like to use Rakam as an asset for this role.
Okay. You certainly can use Rakam as an asset.
And I open the channel, and then so it's 3 times. I don't know what the role is, like the difficulty is, but
so difficulty get the station powered back up on reactor power is difficulty 5.
Okay.
So using Rakam as an asset will make it a 4.
Mm-hmm. Power shift makes it a 3, and interface makes it a 2.
So when you say power shift, can you tell me what you're using specifically?
Yeah, the intelligence, the intellect, defense rolls, and all knowledge, science, and crafting tasks.
Okay. Use all. Yep.
And interface by directly plugging into a device, I can identify and learn to operate it as though the task were 1 level lower.
I gotcha. Okay.
I got an 11.
Yep, that should be enough. So you get the last part of this sort of clicked in, and you see the warm-up sequence begin. And it gives you a little countdown clock.
Portal activated.
How long do we get?
You have no clue.
Oh, I thought I gave him a countdown clock.
It does, but he doesn't read Portal Builder.
Hey, Ducky, if you could learn Portal Builder right now. Okay.
T-minus
get out of here.
something. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out. I agree.
So that takes another round. So what you may have missed, Mav, is I applied, I applied a little bit of stress to you for every round that you were taking on this challenge. So this will be the second round of it until the sergeant gets the portal restarted. And so you'll take at least another 2 points of stress before you can do that. We, overlay intact now, are going to go to break. But when we get back from break, what I want to know, the big question is this, is if we can, quote, get out of here, what is Tamarisk going to do when they have to drop the enthrall? That'll be fun. So we'll see you back in just a few minutes. And don't anybody go anywhere because the fun's not over just yet. righty, back in action for you and for all of us. So I think the ultimate question here is, after the sergeant and the captain vacate to go back down the passageway, which, by the way, I think would be interesting to note that they have no idea that the ship is not docked there anymore. They have no idea that the umbilical is not functional anymore, which is sort of interesting in its own right. So after they head down that passageway to clear the room, Tamarisk, you have a creature in front of you that clearly is not happy, but it's not attacking you either. You can feel the pressure, the anxiety, the stress in your body raising up. What are you going to do?
Once they're out, 'cause it's not talking or anything, right? It's not making any, so
Nope.
Can't really communicate with it. It's not even trying to respond to me talking to it. So once the captain and Ducky are out, gonna move out of the room and try and close the door. Once I move, it ends the enthrall.
Okay. You
try and close the door.
Move. So here's what we're going to do. You are going to give me a speed test. It's going to essentially act as if you are entering initiative. The difficulty is 5.
Cool.
Because that's the difficulty, the standard difficulty of the creature. And if you win, you can step out of the room and hit the button and close the door. If you fail, the creature is going to get a chance to act.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. So that's a free
It's like
GM.
our fourth one. It's like our fourth one.
It is. You could spend XP to reroll.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna spend an XP to reroll.
Okay, I was gonna say other than that, or other characters could spend XP to give you the ability to reroll. Totally up to you or them. But if you're going to spend it, go right ahead.
Yeah, I have a couple action XP, so I'm going to use those because that one's a bad thing. Okay, that's better, but it's still a 10.
Well, I mean, it's not a botch, which is super important.
Yes.
So the creature is going to get a chance to act when it feels the enthrallment drop. It leaps at you in an attempt to collect you. This is a speed defense roll.
Okay.
As a long series of tendrils, which again have these sort of clacking and clicking sounds attached to them, come spiraling at you.
I'm gonna apply effort because that sounds like a good idea right now.
I tend to agree.
All right. That's what I got. 5.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, given that we're kind of watching all this go down,
Mm-hmm.
this thing has a little bit of distance to cover. Is there any way, knowing that this thing is coming, that rather not necessarily to interdict, but could I is there a speed test I can make to try to knock it back into the room as it's coming?
Well, the tough part is that Tamarisk entered in through a different passageway.
Oh.
And so when they came into the room, they came in from a different angle. And when you and the captain vacated, you vacated out the passageway you came down.
Yes.
And so,
so never mind then.
Yeah, you're on a different portion of the room. So that's therein lies the trouble.
Okay. So our door is still open.
Yes. And technically so is the one that Tamarisk came through because they haven't shut it.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, go ahead.
So with a failure on that, it is going to lacerate you for 6 points of might damage. These tendrils grab onto the suit and you, and when they do, they undulate, vibrate, and move back and forth, and it rips into the suit. The suit doesn't have any functional armor rating. Its entire purpose is to keep you from basically being torn apart by the vacuum of space. Your suit is now compromised, and so it will not function as a suit until it's fixed. And you take a whole truckload of might damage.
Ow.
So did the tendrils reach through the doorway? Like is Tamarisk on the other side of the door?
No, they came into the room to
Right,
use their
okay.
enthrall.
Yeah, I didn't know if they made it out into the hallway yet.
They had not yet, no.
All right.
So now we'll freely allow, given this is technically a new portion, I'm going to have everyone who wants to get involved make speed rolls, and then you can sort of divvy out where we go.
I got 17.
Okay. The key point here is that if you make a speed test and you get over the creature's tier, you're going to get a chance to go before it goes. That's that's all we're trying to do, is determine who goes when.
Yeah, I don't really know how it works, but
It's magic.
number.
Yeah. I got a 14 in my I'll use a point of danger sense. I'll use a point of might for my danger sense, and then I'm also trained in initiative.
Perfect. So you will go before the creature goes as well.
Gonna spend an XP to reroll my 2.
Yes, that's a good
Morgan,
idea.
you cursed my dice.
Given the fact that the horror rating is still up, and we're still 1 to 3 right now.
It's a 10 again, but that's still better than a 2.
It sure is. And then I'll just ask Quinn, you will have control over the doors, and since the sergeant is likely going to turn around and give you a view of what's going on in the room, you would be able to sort of communicate with your crew and let them know, just get through the doors and I'll lock them down, or something to that effect. Because you have, with your natural 20, you're going to have control over those doors.
Okay, and I went ahead and rolled a speed test. I do have a 15, and I am trained in initiative. So
very good. So you'll go before it. So it'll be the sergeant, the captain, you, the creature, and then Tamarisk. Everyone gets to go, hopefully, and potentially affect what's going on before. I don't imagine Tamarisk has maybe another 6 points of might to lose.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, there's that. All right. I'll leave it to the players. Who wants to go first between those of you who have beaten this initiative?
Dibs.
I'll go after Ducky.
Okay.
So how far away, like is it within a distance that I could cover it in a turn and still act if I had to close?
Yes.
All right. So my major concern is getting this thing off of Tamarisk, so that there isn't a whole lot of yanking. And am I aware of Quinn's security controls at this point?
He's not made you aware of them, but that is certainly you could inform the group if that's what you wanted.
No, well, I mean, while all the systems interactions were going, I didn't know if that was something that crossed my UI.
It has not UI passed through UI.
Okay, so I don't know that, but I will nonetheless. The gun doesn't really seem to be all that effective in getting attention, but it really doesn't like having its eyes locked by fists. So I'm going to cross the room. So my question is momentum and these things that are abilities, are these things you have to like buy, or are these things you can do?
What are we talking about specifically?
So like the gun grants like arc spray and spray, but there's this thing called momentum. It says if you use an action to move, your next attack made using a melee weapon before the end of the next round inflicts 2 additional points of damage. Enabler. Is that like an ability you have to buy? Is that like a something that is like part of an advancement?
What page is it on?
It's on 164.
I mean, you don't have access to all of the abilities.
Sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure what these things were.
They're just part of the classes that
so
are.
It's like one of the kits. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically what it is in Cypher is they list all of the abilities in the rulebook that are available potentially throughout. So these could be in different types or descriptors. They could be part of different packages.
Okay. So then instead I will. Yeah, I'm going to cross the room and I'm going to give it 2 fists to the back of the head.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I'm going to try to drive it down. Like I'm going to try to drive it face down into the the plates.
Okay. The idea here is to damage it. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I will spend 1 point of might to ease it further. So
It's 12 or better.
Yep. That's a 14.
More than enough.
Free crushing blow, so 11.
11? Okay. All right. You certainly pound down on this thing. This is something you definitely want to back up from as soon as you can, Tamarisk. You don't get the chance yet, but you see the sergeant essentially leap over part of the railing and then two-step into the sunken floor area. He steps up onto one of the consoles and then leaps into the air and comes down with both of his hands on the back of this creature and sort of pounds down around the shoulders and trap area, and you hear the bodies connect. And the creature loses its direct locked eyesight on you, which is somewhat of a comfort. Captain.
It's my turn.
Mhm.
Now they told us to run or get out of here and all this, and then I saw Ducky. I'm just gonna. I can't do that. I can't leave my people behind. It's not who I am. So yeah, I'll turn around. Do I have a good shot at the creature?
I would say that the shot is hindered because essentially the sergeant is giving the creature a little bit of cover
Oh, why would he do that?
because he's
No.
trying to save Tamarisk's life.
Okay, so I'm gonna shoot at this thing. Yep. Yep. I'm just looking to see what I got going on.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Nothing. Nothing. All right. Come on, baby. Give me a 20. It's like being in Vegas, where I've never been. I got an 18. Woo woo. I got Tamarisk's dice today. Thank you.
I'm sure they would like them back.
They would.
So you connect. You're shooting the gun at it.
Yeah, I'm shooting the cricket, so it'll be. If I get an 18 on it, is that a crit?
No, 19 and 20s are
Or the crits?
criticals. Yep. And so it's just you're just adding damage.
Okay, so I got 4 damage altogether.
Okay. You fire at it. You stitch it up, and you see little black points of ichor come out of it. And then Quinn.
Okay, y'all, I've got control of the doors. If y'all can get through one of them, I can close it behind you. So please do that.
It's great, Quinn. I don't know how much this thing's going to cooperate.
All right, gotta run fast.
Okay. So the creature is going to go now. I think the best way to put this would be inverts.
Yeah. Ooh, gross.
It inverts its limbs. And so when you come down on the back of it, its shoulders hyper extend and move, and the arms move in ways and directions they're not supposed to. It does this to give you, potentially try to give you a big hug, Sergeant.
Yeah.
So this will be a speed defense roll.
Oh, finally, I got a 19.
Okay. You don't so much dodge out of the way as it's not possible for you to physically dodge out of the way because you're still probably coming down. But
tuck and roll.
You do shift enough that these tentacles, these tendrils and tentacles can't land on you and they can't grab hold, which is wonderful because with its action spent, Tamarisk, you're going to get an action.
So it doesn't have any tendrils wrapped around me anymore?
It does not.
Oh, thank goodness. So I'm going to, we need to go out this door, and I'm going to run out the door.
Are you going to take
I don't want to die.
You take your entire physical part of the action to run?
Can I shoot at it and then run?
You can, but if you shoot at it and
else?
run, you won't get as far as you would if you ran. Totally up to you.
I think they've got this well in hand. I'm getting out of here. I'm trying to get them out this door as well. This ship's down this way.
Okay.
Running as best as I can with my cracked ribs.
Yeah. You run. And so that will come back to the top then, which would be at the end of this round, Tamarisk, you get back down to the door to the room that you originally came in, the attenuating room. You're not actually in that room yet, but you're at the door of it. Sergeant.
Captain, this thing's not going to stop.
No, we got to be faster than it. So let's get out of here. But what? Ducky, what if we lead it to the airlock?
I feel like so far every plan has failed that doesn't involve breaking these things. So all respect due, Captain.
Mm-hmm.
I hit it again. And again. and I try to hit it as many times as I can.
Right.
All right. Captain knows where this is going, so she has her weapon ready.
Yep. Yeah, so this is relatively simple might test for you.
I mean, I have no reason to not use crushing blow, and this thing didn't really seem affected by the bash or the stun, so it's kind of all or nothing.
Yeah.
So I will look at this thing in its many eyes, and say only one of us is getting off of this portal, and I will spend another point of might.
Okay.
That's an 18.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a Hand of Fate. And I'm going to play Hand of Fate for you, Sergeant. And I'm going to make that a critical.
Yes.
So when I do, you're going to add 4 total damage to the end of the roll, which should be 15 if memory serves correctly.
Yes, that'll be 15.
So you paste this thing into the floor. You come down not once, twice, 3 times. You hammer blow this thing until it is muck. And it does scream. And when it screams, the electrical signals in your helmet glitch. And they have to sort of be brought back by a few taps to the side of the head.
I will turn to the captain covered in goo.
I think you got it.
Can't go down.
Do you feel better now?
I wait for the third one.
After a few moments, nothing happens. We are out of rounds,
Let's
and
get the hell out of here.
we will release our horror level as well.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah, well, dust myself off or wipe some goo off, or I'm sure I got something flung on me, and turn around and head back to the ship.
Did you take any might damage, Captain?
From what?
Any
No.
of the creature? No?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so you're pretty
No.
well. You're pretty well. Hail and
Well, actually, I look at Ducky because I'm pretty sure he's damaged, and I'm going to help him back to the ship.
Oh, I'm okay.
You shut up, and you will take my help. Lean on me.
Yes,
And
yes,
I do
yes,
have
Captain.
I do have healing, but I'll wait till we get back to do that.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
you all.
It's never going to work.
Well, let's show you on the ship. All right, we get back to the
You're
ship.
back to the ship.
I do take that key with me.
Okay. With the ship's systems connected to a powered up station, Quinn, you and Rakam can begin making the actual attenuation calculation, which is what he suggests you turn to. Listen, if the portal is going to actually turn on and be used, we're going to have to actually make it work and connect with any other active portals that are out there.
Okay. Just tell me what you need me to do. This is going to be a new thing for me.
Well, how do you feel about math?
I can do math.
That's good. Let's do some math.
Okay.
So to properly attenuate a portal, it's difficulty 5. And you are hindered because you are moving and using a different language set. You'll have Racom as an asset to calculate it. And so it'll be back down to a 5. But after that, it is on you with any of the potential allies or assets you might be able to bring to bear on that. This is considered a computer roll.
Okay. So we are kind of plotting coordinates. Is that kind of what I'm getting the feeling of? Okay. So would train pilot be coming to a play since I do stuff like that? Okay. I have data jack. I don't know if that's going to come into play with Tom already helping.
That's an equipment asset, and so you can only bring to bear one of them at a time.
Okay. Would my flex lore apply here?
Give me the explanation of flex lore again.
Okay. After each 10-hour recovery roll, you have access to a high technology digital reference library. And you would choose one field of knowledge related to a specific planet or some other location. Could be habitations, customs, government characteristics, important figures, and so on.
So 2 things. 1, I don't think it necessarily would apply here. And 2, we haven't had a 10-hour rest yet.
We have not, and I have used that. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So just my pilot.
Mm-hmm.
This is an intellect roll.
It sure is.
I do have a 1 in edge, so I can spend 2 intellect points and lower it as an effort. Actually, I have 2 effort, so I could do it twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to do that.
Okay. Then what was the question?
I just didn't know if we were on board for this.
Yes, you're on board. You're coming back onto the bridge while Racom and Quinn seem to be working out something on one of these big screens.
Gotcha.
So when Captain Kasra and Tamarisk get back, you would notice that the basically the portal navigational screen is now active again. It's something that has not been active in months because you haven't had to use it. And so it seems that like this blue and purplish glow has taken over the bridge, knowing that, okay, we're going to be portal jumping again.
Yeah, I let Quinn and Ducky should go to the medical bay to get some help before we jump. But that once we activate the portal and make calculations to go through, if there's another one on the active side, we will need to go into the capsules because we cannot stay on the bridge while we jump. And you do need to strip down for that, like tear skivvies there, buddy.
About that, Captain. I just need to go to the repair bay.
Okay. You do whatever you need to do to get healed up before we jump.
Going to the med bay.
Yeah, so
I'm staying on the bridge.
For people who want to, you can certainly make your 10-minute recovery roll. So that's a D6 plus 2 if you want to make that recovery roll for your pools.
Roll a 1. Morgan, what did you do to my dice?
Ooh, I got a 4, so
So it's 1d6 plus your tier. So for some of you, that is a little better than others, I suppose, given what you've rolled.
I get 6.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I rolling? 1d6 to add to everything?
Yeah, it's not to add. It's to add to. It's a pool of points for you to recover, and you can spread them as you like.
Okay. Well, the first thing I have to make is once I get to the repair bay, if we're taking a moment to heal, because I have enhanced body, the first 5 points of damage I take have to be repaired. They can't be healed. And I've taken 6. I took the first few when I cracked against the wall.
Yeah.
And then I got dragged. So I will first. So it's still just a recovery roll for me, but I'm technically repairing, or do I have to make like some sort of repair roll? I don't know how that works.
That's a really good question. I think that it's reasonable to say that you have to make a repair roll. I'll say that it is the.
It says I must use repairing skills and abilities.
Yep. So let's say that how much damage you take?
I took 6. I have to repair the first 5.
Okay. So let's say that it is the first 5. Let's say it is half the damage that you took that you have to repair. So we'll say 2. We'll round up to 3, and we'll add basically your tier based on complexity. So given that you have a bunch of skill training in hardware and electronics, right?
I have the intelligence power shift and I have tools. So that's 2.
It's 2. So we'll say that it's
And I'm trained in repairing.
okay. So we'll say that it's 6 or better.
It's a 13.
Perfect. You are busy repairing yourself. So, Tamarisk, if you're in the med bay, you get to see some of this. So please, if you would, Sergeant, tell Tamarisk what they see while you're repairing yourself.
Yeah, once I strip the armor off, I believe there's damage to my lower extremities and my arms. So after I get the armor off and I kind of strip down, there is extensive spinal grafting and musculature augmentation beneath where the shirts were. Basically, it kind of stops at the upper deltoid. So the t-shirt covered most of it. But once he gets the shirt off, there's like extensive spinal grafts and also like subdermal chitin, like plating. That all looks relatively, cybernetic. And then he takes out his tools and begins opening things up and repairing servos and mechanical muscle replacement fibers and stitching wires and like kind of with whatever his small torch is doing and solder. Kind of gritting his teeth through some of it.
Whereas you, Tamarisk, are like with the medical kit and like the implementation, and you can sort of hear Rakama's voice. Yeah, that looks pretty dangerous. What happened over there? What was that thing?
No idea what that was. Not sure I really want to know, to be completely honest, but ow!
Sorry, Quinn and I are doing math on the bridge. It's a little complex.
I'm appreciative of the help. Just not. Ow.
This thing leave any teeth behind or anything?
Doesn't seem to have.
Okay.
It did scratch. It put a bunch of scratch marks in your metal arm. So
buff those out.
Quinn, if you'd like to give me your navigational roll.
Okay. So let's see. I've spent two efforts, so I'm down 2. I'm trained, so that's 3, and then Rakam gives me 4. Correct?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. All right. And I roll a 2, but I'm lucky.
You are lucky. Very good.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that is much better. That's a 17.
Very good. So after some math and after some computing, you realize that you can get not only the station online, but get it to begin to triangulate the very complex, a far more complex navigational plan that you were prepared to. The station, after you get your roll in, sort of starts doing all the work.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it going through just an absolute blitz of different calculations. Thanks for the bits, Network Luigi. I appreciate it. We all like a good cheer every now and again. It starts up. What happens past here, you have no idea. But the captain's on the bridge, and luckily she knows.
All right. Do we got the calculations done?
Captain, their input. It's going to take time for the station to attenuate and actually connect with any other portals that might be out there. And then we'll get our sort of shopping list of places that we can go. Normally, as you probably remember, it may take time for the station to be ready for it. We've never really been this far without somebody inside flipping the switch.
I know, but we have only a short amount of time to find another planet, another viable planet to move those people to. All right, so take all the time you need. I want to make sure that we're safe and we arrive safely. And having experienced some certain things in portals in the Third Horizon, I'd prefer not to experience those here. So, yes.
I tend to agree. I just have one question. It's more of a aesthetic question.
Yes.
What pajamas are you going to go with when you have to get back into the pods?
Oh,
I have to know. I have to know.
I mean, obviously, you know I'm going with a tank top and boy shorts. Come on.
I know it's just been a while, and I figured you might spice things up.
Yeah,
I'm-
I mean, but it's the tiny boy shorts, like they made in the 90s or whatever. Like
What?
they were really. I think they in the 1990s.
What are the 90s?
Oh my gosh! Pretend we're talking out of character. Like the boy short ones, like they're really tight. Yeah,
Sure.
I think they still make those for. Yeah. Anyways, we'll be going with that. It's gonna say Captain on the back of them.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm done.
Captain,
I'm sorry.
I do have a question,
Yes.
Captain.
Oh, please.
What the
Yeah.
hell was that?
What?
That thing? Things?
I don't know. I couldn't honestly. I wish we could have gotten a piece, like something of it to analyze, but maybe that's a problem for a different day.
There's a ton of it on my armor.
Oh, good. Maybe we can have Ricom analyze that for us.
There is a scientist on board this ship that could probably do that.
Okay. Well, then the scientist on board the ship can probably do that. Who?
I don't know. Oh, wait. That's right. We keep losing crew members.
Yes, we unless we can procure a scientist. You're at Ricom.
You're going to have to raise my pay. He dematerializes.
You pay him?
What? No, we're
Oh.
all doing this for free. Unfortunately.
I see. Okay.
I don't know about y'all, but
Well, okay, everybody would. Yeah.
So,
we do.
After some personal repairs get taken care of by both Tamarisk and the sergeant, you find out that about an hour or so, there does seem to be a single location that is a viable portal destination, and that it can be made available. And Bracom seems reasonably confident that he can get it to activate.
All right. How do you all feel about going through the portal? If you don't want to, we can drop you back off on the planet.
In the midst of all this, I would like to have a brief aside with the captain.
Perfect time. Go
Oh.
for it.
Captain, if I may,
You may.
I just wanted you to know that I appreciate you body checking a 17-eyed, saw-toothed, tentacled nightmare just to pry my half-eaten ass out of its grip. And for the record, given the chance, I would ideally do the same for you. I hope to never encounter one of those things again, though.
Yeah, well, you're part of the crew. I wouldn't leave you behind. I might have a problem with your general, but you seem like you're an okay guy, and I don't want to lose you.
And in hindsight, I would hope that given the situation, you realize that you probably should never ever dive at an unknown assailing combatant, especially if it's a 2-ton nightmare. But again, thank you. I will salute her officially. A salute the captain.
Not military. Don't salute me. My gosh, and I'll wink at him and be like, never say never. Well, there might be other fun things on the other side of the portal.
Understood.
So, Tamarisk, after your healing session, you find Racom in the medical bay with some screens up, and you see him looking at some stills, basically, and some video of the creature's face and all the different eyes. And he seems to be scrolling back and forth between some of these pictures, and he's running the video minus any of the audio. And he just seems to be almost like bird-like in his movements of looking to see what's where, seeing how it moves. These things are pretty.
Something there, Ricom?
They're fascinating. The amount of brain power it would take, given the size of that creature, to, hold on utilize, effectively take data in from this many eyes. Spiders have relatively small eyes by comparison, but all these eyes are full sized. The head here is oversized. The brain itself has to be significant. Either that or the brain is small but attenuated specifically just to do this. I kind of wonder where they came from, who they are, and moreover, what they were doing on the station.
I move over and look a little bit closer and wince. My ribs are still cracked. Couldn't really fix that up. But Ricom, this is fascinating. And I hope we don't hope we don't run into any more of them.
I don't either, but I seem to remember Vida talked about something during one of the portal jumps before. When the portal jump took too long. Do you remember that?
Shudder. Yes, of course. You don't forget something like that.
He talked about something came out of people. Or that there was something floating in one of the passageways, a darkness. And then I remember seeing, I guess, the darkness when it came after us when we boarded Altane's ship, which evidently was a fractured piece of the nadir. He moves, just with a simple wave of his hand, he moves the imagery away, and you see a shot, a picture you've never seen before. It is a camera shot from the back of the Periphery as you are surging down through the planet to get to the nadir, to make your way out of the third horizon. And he, again, gestures, sort of spreading the picture, zooming in as he goes. And as he zooms further and further in, you see that it is an amalgamation of these black dots. And in a grainy point of it, you see that every one of them is adorned with far too many eyes.
Oh.
I saw the sergeant put the creature basically on camera. And I guess I automatically referenced anything inside the database.
That's concerning. We'll have to talk to the captain about this after we go through the portal. We don't really have time at the moment, I don't think. Everything's set. Wasn't expecting to find this here.
I wasn't either. I don't know that anyone was. Maybe they knew. Maybe the portal builders knew and they shut this portal down because it was the only way to save this world. What does that mean if we turned it back on?
Means we could be in a lot of trouble.
Rakama's face sort of steadies. He seems to almost, in an odd way, like he gets a little stoic. I know it must be difficult for you. It's really not easy for me to understand because I don't have the same life cycle you do.
No, you don't. We should go talk to the captain.
Rakam gestures towards the doorway.
It's never easy. Just once, I'd like something to be simple and straightforward. Point A to point B. Just once.
What would be the fun in that, though? We need to exit the med bay. And we'll carry the scene forward.
We'll meet up with the captain and whoever else is on the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Because pretty much everybody.
Okay. Captain, we may have a problem.
Yeah.
And by may, I mean we almost certainly do. Rakam, can you show them? I know it won't mean much to Ducky and Quinn, but...
I think it might. The sergeant here had quite the up-close experience with these things. He takes out the photo references again, and he shows the crew. He gives a rough explanation to the two new crew members about how they essentially warped or portaled out of a universe, a series of planets, into where they eventually landed and began unfreezing all of you. And you see this cloud, this churning mass of darkness that is chasing the ship. When I say churning mass, I mean picture something that is the size of, I don't know, a pretty standard American football stadium. That's how big the mass of this darkness is. And it comes down to big trailing, almost like it's a big channeled ocean wave. And inside that wave, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of these little black dots. And when the imager gets zoomed in enough, you can tell in the grainy style of this photo that they have faces and eyes. And then he goes back, immediately flips back the photo reference at that you pulled, Sergeant.
So are we speculating then that if we use this portal, we open it up for these things to invade here?
I think that's one potential thing. It's also possible that these creatures were left on the station. Maybe we didn't really get a chance to explore the whole place. Maybe they were once servitors. Maybe they were guards that went mad and murdered the portal builders that were there. I do know, based on our experiences and a lot of my talks with the former ship's engineer Finn, that the portal builders were always trying to find a way to get away from the darkness. And they talked about it being ephemeral, something that is just maybe a way of thinking. But this crew experienced them physically at least once during once or maybe twice. When you slip between portal to portal, the ship will move into a different type of space. And we did have one occasion where we thought maybe one of them might have gotten onto the ship.
I do remember that. Well, we do know that the portal builders were researching something that I'm assuming, based on the black goo on the floor, was these creatures. That's not the first time we encountered that. We saw that elsewhere. on another station that the portal builders had on a planet. I believe it was a planet.
Mm-hmm.
Right with my forehead and my eyes. You know,
So do you
what if they
think
were?
that,
Go ahead.
sorry, Captain,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that these creatures live in that in between space?
That's one of the postulations that the portal builders put out. They did suggest that it's possible that when portals are opened, that they can slip through into what would be normal space. Now, in the third horizon, portals are opening regularly to let
Mhm.
ship traffic through. There are 30 to 34 some odd known worlds, all that get traffic with commerce and religious movements and all sorts of different archaeological excavations. If this portal here hasn't been turned on in a while, maybe this first time through won't be an issue. But to get back, we have to leave that portal on, at least the station. Station to station communication can happen, and it only lights up and lets people through basically when both stations agree.
What if the portal builders created the darkness and they were trying to find a way to get rid of it? Based on building out, because they created the portals. I
Captain.
sigh heavily. Shut it down. Let's not use it. I don't want to take a chance.
Captain,
What?
with your permission,
Your patience is short.
given this is probably the only opportunity we're going to have to be in a situation such as this, where these portal builders have specifically encountered these creatures firsthand, with your permission, I'd like to redeploy to the station with an external storage device. And even though we don't necessarily understand everything that they have, obtain as much information as possible that we can use to assess and maybe start deciphering the information that they have here.
Did we do a scan of the station before we went on it to see if there was life signs?
Yeah.
There were not.
There were
And it said it was none, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those creatures don't have life signs. Somebody needs to go with you for that, because we don't know if there's more on there because we can't detect their life signs.
Would we potentially do that when we come back? We're running very low on time, and if we're not going to use the portal, we don't have the
Right.
time to sit around. I would say whether or not we use the portal, we keep going. This is my suggestion. We keep going, we find what we set out to find, and then we can pick this up later. We know where it is. It's not going anywhere. It is not mission critical that we do it right now. Apologies, Sergeant, but it's we have a more important mission at the moment. We can take care of this when we come back.
Yeah, let's add that to our objectives when we return, like Tamarisk said. But let's shut down the portal for now until we can ascertain exactly what's going on. And the station itself, if possible. Can we do that remotely, Quinn? Enricom?
You're not going to be able to shut the station down remotely. You'll have to physically be there.
Hmm.
And frankly, just as a crew member and somebody who has to assist you with all sorts of stuff, I don't know that shutting down the portal is the smart idea either. There are no planets that I have seen within navigational range of the current space we're in. We could be traveling for weeks with finding nothing.
I know.
What we do know is that portals are positioned near planets. We lost somebody. We lost Skip.
Goodbye, Skip.
Hopefully he'll be back shortly. What we do know is that they're positioned by planets. And because they're positioned by planets, that means that on the other side of this, there is a planet.
I know, but what if we're causing the
I think the risk of one portal is
but it's
enough.
2 portals.
One portal through, essentially. It's not multiple trips going through. We're going to be pretty quick about what we're doing because we have to be. I think Rakam is right. And I think it's worth the risk.
All right. So
It's-
we're saying that it's an acceptable risk for the darkness to be notified and alerted that they can come through. I just don't want it to destroy this universe as it's destroying the third horizon. So, okay, I've taken everything under advisement. I agree. Let's take the calculated risk, but we do need to address the darkness when we come back.
That being
course.
said, I'm going to once again advise that we don't do this without having information that we might have that we might find valuable.
All right. So you still want to go back and get a body?
No, not a body, Captain. I want to go down there and
Oh,
download
the-
information that I can from the systems that we can access and we have access.
Sergeant, with respect, Quinn should be able to do that from here before we leave.
Yeah, I think he's connected.
We
remotely
have
to that.
he somehow made operational access. Now, you're free to go down there and take a look before we go if that's what you really want.
I just want the information so that we can begin trying to decipher what the hell these portal builders were talking about.
Well, there's one thing so far I've learned. It's that they don't leave a whole lot other than holographic records, and that's pretty rare. We encountered one holographic record so far in known history. And unfortunately, it was so dangerous and so valuable. There were scores of people killed even getting to it. That's how important this knowledge is. So,
That's in Fida's brain, right?
yeah,
Oh,
you bet.
So Quinn, grab whatever information you can do before we jump.
Mm-hmm.
I guess how much time has passed since, because we have what, 2 months?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's been not even a day yet. So
Okay, good.
I do have a question. Is there any way while we're in between, can we set the vessel to scan for these life forms to see if they actually live in that space or anything like that?
No,
Or is
the entire time a ship is traveling through the portal, we essentially shut down all except navigational sensors. We can't run any sort of tests or anything like that. It's all
Okay.
it's all automated by the ship to protect it from basically anything from moving us off course. It's a pretty intense situation. Just speaking from a computing end. And by the way,
Mhm.
I have to handle all that.
We
Okay.
appreciate you, Ricom.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a lot. Now, work with me on this. And I'm just kind of thinking outside the box here. If Ducky's suit has the capability of running on its own for a while, can we use that to scan?
You'd have to ask the sergeant. I don't run his suit.
Or something like that? Just to see if we can get anything. Like I said, I'm just kind of thinking outside the box.
He won't be able to be in the suit when he's in the pods.
Can we use it as a recording device?
If the suit records, I'm sure you can turn it on to record and we can go from there.
Mm.
I mean,
I'm just thinking any data we would get is better than no data at all.
I understand, Quinn. I understand what you're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We'll have to try it.
Well, and honestly, whatever sensors are on my suit are not going to penetrate the internal hull of this ship and see whatever's going on outside it anyway. It's tactical. It's not. I don't really have sensors powerful enough to see through walls necessarily. And if the ship sensors are off, I assume we're just kind of flying blind anyway.
Yep. Well, don't think of it as flying blind. Think of it as all the ship's sensors are doing one specific job, and it's to keep us from spinning off into the nether regions of space without understanding where we're at.
So we're only looking at where we're going.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Well, that said, I guess I'll check diagnostics and make sure that all the systems are operational before we take off.
Good. Okay. The ship sort of floats into a specific navigational position. So this is without Quinn at the flight stick. Com does this, and for Tamarisk and the captain, you understand that this is the holding position that the ship takes before it moves through the portal. And he says, for right now, we'll stay here until the portal is ready to get attenuated and activated. It's a process that takes a little time. we basically need the handshake portion of the communication to happen. Once that happens, the green light is go, and you all of you carbon beings, need to get into the pod room and get ready for freezing. Which, now that I think of it, we're going to have a limited number of these potential portal jumps we can do, because I know we loaded up from the nadir with some reserves, but there's not a ton here. I'll have to get a measurement of how many jumps we can make. That way we know we can get back.
Yes. I don't want to be stuck elsewhere.
Okay. So for me and for the crew here, we're going to close this episode here with us about to take a leap into the great beyond. And in doing so, we're going to say temporarily goodbye to the crew. But what I would like them to do is go back through introduction order, tell us who they are, who they've been playing, and then where we could potentially find them if we need to. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to raid a friend of ours. So you can begin to my right.
Hi, this is Morgan. I played Captain Amara Kasra, or Cap, and our pronouns are she, her. And you can find me on the Old Ways Discord and chat with me over there. I help community moderate with Mr. Michael Diamond here, our cult leader, and my friend Tamara / Maeve. And this has been a great time. You can find me on all the socials and all that jazz, usually under Jedi Girl or Jedi Gal, because some people take Jedi Girl and it's really irritating. But here I am. This has been a great time. So excited to see what's over the portal, and so excited I get to do a Terry Tate on that alien in the station. If you don't know who Terry Tate is, please go Google that. It is hilarious. And that's all for me. Thanks now.
All right, very good. To the right of Tamarisk, or to the right of the captain,
Okay.
sorry.
Hey y'all, I'm Mav. I've been playing Tamarisk. Our pronouns are they, them. I am the head of Mythos Horror over on the Old Ways, where I'm currently running Silver Screams, our 1930s Trail of Cthulhu campaign, which is great fun. I hope you'll check that out. I also write Call of Cthulhu scenarios. I've got about 10 of them currently on Drive-Thru RPG, with more coming soon. The most recent one is Hot Bro Summer, which I co-wrote with Evan Perlman, and is a fun early aughts reality TV pastiche. But you can find me on the Discord server as Keeper Mav. I'm also one of the moderators over there, but I'm always happy to chat to people, talk about the show, talk about horror, Cthulhu, all those sorts of things. And very excited to see what happens next, and that I didn't die this time. It was very close.
Fabulous. Next to Mav.
Hi, I'm Skip. My pronouns are he, him. I have been playing Quinn, the pilot, who needs to keep remembering that he is lucky and can use luck points when he needs to. So that's a lesson learned today. You can catch me as Commodore Skip on most of the Discords. I pop up here and there in different shows on the Old Ways. And I've actually started my own YouTube channel just as a lark. It's called Coffee with the Commodore. I just spend 20 minutes or so talking about games, things in my life. And believe it or not, I actually have people who want to come on with me now. So we may be expanding that universe a little bit. So I'm very excited about that. But I am again honored to be part of this crew. I'm having such a good time. So thanks for welcoming me aboard, y'all.
You bet. And last, but certainly not least.
Hey everyone, I'm Lecco, and tonight I played Sergeant Montgomery Donald Ducky Sinclair, a Tier 2 mechanical strong legionnaire specialist who fuses flesh and steel. But outside of this, I also run the Retro Games Boutique, a boutique-style collector's business focused on buying, selling, restoring, and trading authentic retro video game items live on Whatnot and on my website. I will paste the Whatnot channel into the chat, and anybody who uses that link to come to my channel will receive $15 free to buy things, whether they are video games or video game protective items. I do all my restorations live, and I welcome you to either chat or shop or both.
Awesome. Well, that has been us here at the Old Ways with another episode of Children of Periphery. We'll see you back in 2 weeks for another episode of this. And then later on this week, or next week on Thursday, we'll be here for Devil's Night. And so we hope you enjoyed The Darkest House. And so we're going to go rate our friend Fiery Ashes, and we're going to go mess around on her channel. So stick around. We'll see you soon.